Hey guys, this is Lenny. Before I start this episode, I should mention that this episode might contain spoilers for Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Okay, so The Dark Knight Rises of course comes out in July 2012. And since we've had a decent amount of information about this movie, I've kind of had some time to think about some stuff I'd like to see in it. So I've come up with 5 things. And I'll go through each point. Number 1. Gritty Bane. The Joker was extremely good in The Dark Knight because he was gritty. He wasn't cheesy or silly. It was dark and realistic. The villain pretty much needs to be realistic if he's going to be in Nolan's Batman world. Bane certainly has the potential to be dark and gritty, and this is what I'd like to see. Number 2. No Venom for Bane. Bane is a super strong villain, and as far as I know, he uses his venom, which makes him strong. I personally don't really want to see this in The Dark Knight Rises. It would just seem unrealistic to me, and it would seem kind of bordering on science fiction. Some other realistic performance enhancer would be more appropriate and could easily be achievable. Number 3. A long runtime. Okay, so The Dark Knight Rises is the final film in Nolan's Batman trilogy. And I'm expecting that whilst it's not going to be over the top, it's going to be quite epic. We know that it includes at least 2 villains, Catwoman and Bane, and also quite a few side characters have been added. And because of these reasons, I'd really love to see a runtime around the 3-hour mark, just so that everything has time to fit in and work. The Dark Knight was around, I think, 2.5 hours, and that worked, so yeah. Number 4. A different theme/direction to The Dark Knight. In The Dark Knight, the theme was of course chaos, and that's how the film itself kind of felt. Chaotic, fast-paced, and frantic, which worked extremely well, of course. But it was quite different to Batman Begins, which focused more on the story and development of Batman as a fearful icon. And in The Dark Knight Rises, I wouldn't want it to be chaotic again like The Dark Knight. I'd really want to experience a different feeling this time. I'd like to perhaps go back to the feeling of a story-orientated movie and also focusing on Batman more, like they did in Begins. Number 5. An unpredictable ending. I think in Batman Begins, which is one of my favorite movies by the way, the ending was a little generic and predictable with the whole monorail sequence. There was nothing there that really shocked or surprised us. In The Dark Knight, okay, the Joker got captured, but we saw a couple of other things that were a little surprising and might not happen in your typical formula for a superhero movie. Firstly, Harvey Dent, who started out as Gotham's White Knight, he ends up degenerating into like a villain. Now, usually if the movie wasn't directed by Christopher Nolan, you would expect him to come back as like being a good guy and redeem himself. But, of course, this didn't happen. I mean, in fact, in the end, he even ends up dying, so there's no hope for him at all. And I think that was really good. It was just so unpredictable and not cliched. And secondly, in The Dark Knight, you might have expected for Batman to become the hero at the end because of all that he's done. But what happens, though, is in fact the opposite. We see the cops chasing him away, and he's not received as a hero at all by the citizens of Gotham. This, to me, is just excellent. It's just the opposite of your typical cliched movie ending, so it's really great. So yeah, basically in The Dark Knight Rises, I'd like to see some unpredictable ending also. Now I will say that this is the end of Nolan's Batman trilogy, so he may in fact make Batman the hero at the end. But I'm sure that there's so much more he could do to throw us off guard and just shock the crap out of us, so yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Don't forget to tell me your opinion in the comments and what you'd personally like to see in The Dark Knight Rises. I'd be really interested in hearing what you would like to see and what you guys have to say. So yeah. But for now, I'm craving some hot chocolates, so I'm gonna go get some. So until next time, see ya.